Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Okay? This is it. This is the video that's going to piss everybody off that doesn't do martial arts, because this video has nothing to do with martial arts. This video is me addressing the elephant in the room of last Wednesday's assault on the government. First, before I go in, salute to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms in the Army National Guard that are sitting up there at D.C. ready to deploy any day now for the clusterfuck that's going to happen on the inauguration day. Alright? Now, let me be completely honest and transparent with y'all. I'm going to give you the whole 100. Excuse me, the whole 1,000. And you're not going to like it. So, after I give you the whole 1,000 and I dive into this thing, if you don't want to be here anymore, I accept your choice. I am not going to get mad at you because you are a Trump supporter. I am not going to question your moral compass because I'm going to give you the reasons why I don't like Trump. And then you won't have to question my moral compass anymore. You'll know where I stand, and either you'll like it or you won't. Now here, before you take this too far out of proportion, or before this gets blowed out of the water, and y'all misunderstand or misconstrue, or somebody doctors this thing and say some shit that I ain't gonna say. I've had issues with Trump since 1993. Alright? Let me explain that, because that had nothing to do with his presidency. It had nothing to do with the fact that he went bankrupt 4 or 5 times. It has the fact to do with I'm part Cherokee. Alright? I'm part Cherokee, and he don't like Native Americans. I'm also part black, and I'm also part white. He don't like Native Americans. I am multicultural. I am the best of all the primary races that build, pillaged, plundered, and stole this country to make it what it is today. Do I need to repeat that part about build, pillage, plundered, and burned at what made this country what it is today? Because see, I am part black, I am part white, and I am part Cherokee Indian. So my black side and my Cherokee side got a big ass problem with Trump. My white side got a problem with Trump too. So let me explain my black side. This grown ass man wanted 5 young men to die, to be executed. The Central Park 5. And though they were proven innocent, he still didn't have the testicular fortitude to say, I'm sorry that when you were 15 years old I wanted you to die for a rape that you didn't fucking commit. And if y'all don't agree with that, that's fine. You are entitled to your opinion. Trust me, there are a lot of black people who are supporting Trump. Those are the people who I ask moral compass, because if one of the Central Park 5 would have been related to them, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't have been behind Trump. But a lot of black people are following Trump because they just like Kanye. You know, let's call it like it is. A lot of people don't know how to make up their own mind, and if you're following him because you chose to follow him and you're not just joining the in crowd, then good for you. I do not pass judgment. I am not Jesus Christ. Alright? Simple as that. I'm no better than any of you. My personal problems with Trump are my personal problems. And on this channel, you are welcome to your opinion, and I am welcome to mine. We will not like each other. You will like me a lot less after this video. And that's okay. I've had people leave this channel, and that's okay. I didn't cry about it. I didn't find out who they were, because I don't know who y'all are. I'm glad that you're here, but I'm not going to be like one of those people, oh my God, somebody stopped, they unfollowed me, and now I got to cry. No. I don't know how to block people, so if you're a troll, you're a troll. I'm not going to do anything. You know, you're a keyboard warrior. It's not like you're going to show up to 512 Rougemont and cause me problems. Yes, I literally just gave my address. Because I know two things are going to happen for sure. Unless you shoot me in the face, coming to have any anger or aggressive towards me for my feelings towards Trump is going to be really bad for you. And if you come to shoot me in the face, it's going to be even worse for you because this video exists and you'll have motive. And I'm also studying police science and criminal justice. So when they discover this video, and they will, because, you know, as a person of class, I have learned in these classes that once I'm dead, they're going to come through all my computer. They're going to see all my hot Asian porn. They're going to see all my anime porn. They're going to see Bible Black. They're going to see Guyver. They're going to see all this shit that I watch. Guyver's not porn. They're going to look at all the Kung Fu movies that I downloaded. They're going to look at my Kung Fu movies. And they're going to go through my enemies list. You know what they're going to find? Goose eggs. Nothing. They're going to go through my service record. They're going to see I got an honorable discharge for failure to adapt. They're going to see I had a hip replacement. They're going to see all the martial art moves that I got, which means you'd had to shoot me by being a sniper, because if you get within striking distance, I'm going to hurt you. Striking distance ends at this brush. If you've watched any of my martial art movies or my videos, I've discussed close combat and long-range combat for martial arts. If you want to take that chance to think that I'm fake, be my guest. And I hope you're really big, so I can show everybody this size doesn't matter. Skill matters. Experience matters. And then that black belt that I didn't earn, everybody's going to give me one after I destroy anybody who comes near me. Of course, I might have to get a good lawyer, because breaking kneecaps and elbows is going to put somebody in a lot of therapy. But that's what Kenpo's for. Moving on. Back to my issues with Trump. My black side just told you that he didn't even apologize to the Central Park Five for a rape that they didn't commit, and they were 15 years old. They served time in jail. They're currently fighting to get their money, and I hope they get every motherfucking dime of it. And I'm sorry for cussing. So we know this video is not for children. And now let's move back to 1993 and my first real issue with Trump. See, I didn't get to do a lot of Native American stuff as a child. Hell, I didn't get to do a lot of Native American stuff as an adult. Because being mixed, instead of embracing our heritage, most of my family just wanted to only acknowledge the black side. In fact, most of them still only acknowledge the black side. Very few of us acknowledge our Native American heritage. I am one of the few. Very proud of my Cherokee heritage. I don't speak Cherokee, but I know what I am. So unless somebody lied to my great-grandmother and she wasn't on the reservation when she was born and she was switched at birth and she might have been Chinese, then I'm Native American. Alright. 1993, there was a casino issue. They don't look like Indians to me. So, he started disrespecting Indians. Let's fast forward to Standing Rock. Months, up to a year before he got in. He was asked when he dropped his candidacy, he was literally asked, if you win the presidency, what are you going to do about Standing Rock? I have no investments in Standing Rock. Those was his words. As soon as he got in, the first thing he said was the pipeline's coming through Standing Rock. Ex-President President Obama didn't really do too much for the Native Americans publicly. But that day, his last day, he signed the decree to protect Standing Rock. The red-headed step troll in charge comes in, first day in, pipeline's going through. Standing Rock's still having issues right now. And you think I don't have the right to be a little angry, because what affects the Sioux tribe, affects the Apache tribe, affects the Hopi tribe, and these are all West Coast tribes. But eventually, it's going to come on down the pipeline and affect the East Coast tribes, i.e. Cherokee, Iroquois, Creek, Seminole, Comanche, Cheyenne. Need I keep going? Manhattan, Ojibwa. There's thousands more. Kiowa, all of these mid places, because South Dakota, North Dakota is like right down the line, and at the bottom of that line you find Texas that used to be Apache land and Comanche land. Yeah, so you see where I'm going with that? That right there was the end of it for me until the wind talker thing, code talker, where you talk to the old Native American man. You're very special people. We know you've been around here for a long time, and we've had someone who's been around here for a long time too, and we call her Pocahontas. For anyone who thinks that that was morally right, I question your moral compass. Now, what if the wind talkers or the code talkers would have been black, and he said, she's been around here for a long time, and we called her Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks? Black people would have been in a motherfucking uproar. What if the Native American would have been Chinese, and he said, we had someone who's been here for a long time. We call her Mulan. Or we call her the Chinese pirate that kicked everybody's ass. I can't remember her name, but I salute her because she was a badass. Or what if they hit it with a good one and said, we've had a woman who's been around here real long and she's Chinese. We call her Fu Manchu. You understand where I'm going with that? Once he did that, that was it. I was praying that Elizabeth Warren would win this bitch. Just because she has 1/16% of Native American blood, which is better than most people that's in that office. And I just knew if it wasn't going to be her, it was going to be Andrew Yang. And if not him, then Pete. Booty something. But none of them won. So my vote went to Biden. We're clear on that. We're totally clear on that. So sit back, strap down, because here we go. Last Wednesday, a young veteran, a cop, 3 other people that I can't identify were killed in this clusterfuck that happened at D.C. Another veteran went into Pelosi's office, policy. He went into the woman's office and kicked his feet up on the thing, and they just arrested him. A lot of vets have been arrested for this shit, and y'all know better. As a vet myself, y'all fucking know better, because when you put these dog tags on, it is for freedom of speech. It is for freedom to survive. It is for freedom to express yourself. But no time, and that part of that oath that says, I swear to defend the Constitution of the United States from foreign and domestic terrorists, means you, veterans like me, go against the White House, the house of the Constitution, the house of freedom, the house that gives us veterans our orders. So I had sympathy at first. Now, not so much. I will always love the military service, because without them, we don't sleep at night. We don't get to eat what we want. We don't get to go out and go fishing. We don't get to go hunting when hunting season comes, because they're out there making it safe for us to do the shit in our own land. And sometimes, as an infantry soldier, and this is what I was taught at Fort Benning, Georgia, sometimes we are the bad guys. Sometimes we are. Where we go from there is what the decisions make, which is why some countries hate us and why some countries love us. Some countries see us as heroes, some countries see us as zeros. And this cannot stand when soldiers who have sworn to protect us against foreign and domestic terrorists become the domestic terrorist. You see where I'm going with that? But see, my problems with Trump ain't got a damn thing to do with Wednesday. Got a damn thing to do with Wednesday, because I told y'all. He don't like Native Americans. He don't really like black people. So to all the blacks who are following him, I have nothing against you. Your moral compass might not be right, in my personal opinion. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Doesn't mean I'm right. It just means that we don't see eye to eye. Period. A couple of Asians that are following him. I want you to think about this, because he hasn't reached your Asian yet. And when I say that with love and respect to all my Asian friends that I have to worry about. My Chinese friends, some that were in movies with me. My Korean friends. My Vietnamese friends that I went to school with at PVCC. My Japanese friends. My Vietnamese teachers. All the stuff. Because every Asian I know, I can't tell them apart without knowing their last names. And I mean that lovingly and respectfully. A Hawaiian who looks like me is going to be a Hawaiian. But Hawaiians are biologically Asian from the Isles of Tahiti and Samoa. If they don't have a traditional Asian name, I can't tell them apart. Now, when it comes down to like Lees, Changs, Kims, and Chus, they're interchangeable with China and Korea. So that's the part that'll screw me up. Same thing with Yus and Yangs and Zangs. I've met a couple of Korean Zangs. I have no idea how the fuck that happened, but I have. I met some Vietnamese Chins. Again, I don't know how that happened. Oh, something about occupations and stuff like that. So, survival is a thing. And when places are occupied, you take the names that are given. Slaves had to take their masters' names. Native Americans had to take European names, which is why my great-grandmother's last name was Wallace, who married a Ford, who had a baby who married a Williams. Here I am. Now, the whole thing on that, now, when you don't like one of my races, and you only like one of my races, which is my white side, how am I supposed to take that? But I got some black cats that says, oh, we all about Trump. We all about Trump. I'm hoping you were all about Trump because your wallet was getting fat. And not that you thought, hey, he only hates poor black people. Because if you think that way, that's fine. But I can tell you right now, we don't know what the Central Park Five would have been had they not spent the rest or half of their lives in jail. Minus the one that didn't make it. But this man telling kids on the news, I hope they reinstate the death penalty and they kill them all. Even though they found out years later, because DNA is a thing, they were innocent. And the real killer confessed. Not, let me go and apologize to these young 5 black men that I've totally wished death on their ass. And you black people that are following him, you also are accountable for wishing death on those people. No, straight up and down. You want to keep it real, I'll keep it real. You may be one of his black people who follow him because people call me a sheep because I wear the mask. But propaganda is a machine. And if you get enough people of different ethnicities and different colors to follow you, it's called leading the lambs to slaughter. If I can get one of my friends, if I can convince one of my friends to convince one of your friends, to convince one of your friends, to convince one of your friends, and so on, like the commercial with Heather Locklear in it, and so on and so on. And each one of these people is a different color. And they don't have to follow you, but they follow me as I follow you. I got you. Pandemonium happens. Like what happened Wednesday. The young veteran, the female that got shot in the neck. She was misled and she wound up dead. The veteran that popped his feet up on there, he was older. He was like in my age group, maybe a little older. He knew better because he signed that same damn oath that I signed when I was in fucking Fort Lee in Richmond. When I got sworn in before they shipped my ass to Fort Benning, Georgia, it was, I, James Williams Jr., so solemnly swear to protect the United States of America and the Constitution from foreign and domestic terrorists. Then I went down to Fort Benning, Georgia and became an army of one. My warrior ethos is still close by to me. I used to know the infantry motto. No, I still know the infantry motto. Follow me. There are some codes that I can't remember. It's like 1, 2, and 3. And then the 4th code is I will guard my flank from rank to rank and take no shit from any rank or some shit like that. It's like a 4th secret one that they taught me at Fort Benning. None of that relevant right now. What is relevant, what is right, is that we're in trouble. Period. It doesn't matter if you're a Trump supporter. It doesn't matter if you're a Biden supporter. It doesn't matter who the hell you support. We, America, is in trouble. Racism was a hidden thing. And most times there were little pockets of isolated incidences. Little itty-bitty teeny pockets of isolated incidences where maybe somebody might call you the N-word and get away with it. Or maybe they'll say it under their breath. Maybe somebody would call you the C-word and get away with it. Or maybe they'll say it under their breath. But as soon as Trump hit office, all my Asian friends got in danger from the words Kung Flu or the Chinese virus. So now I got to worry about my Asian friends who can't take care of themselves because not like me, they don't know Kung Fu. Peaceful people. Now I got to worry about some asshole who's racist, who could be black, who could be white, who could be another Asian, and say, I'm gonna spray your ass with Lysol. I'm gonna set your ass on fire. I'm gonna whoop your ass because you look Chinese. So, Chinese spread this virus. I'm gonna blame you. And I'm gonna beat your ass. So if you're an Asian that's following Trump and he just didn't reach your Asian yet, I'm gonna question your fracking moral compass. Because my Asian friends could be in danger because this man's talking racist rhetoric. But you guys are accepting that. And if you are black, white, and Asian and you accepting his racist rhetoric and just letting that shit fly and just in and out, pretending like you didn't hear it, you turn a blind eye to it, you also have the problem. Now hold on. Let's play devil's advocate because Joe Biden ain't a saint. He said one thing that was racist. And I'll never forget it. It very well may have worked. But he said one thing that was racist. I respect him for it, but I'll never forget it because it was too soon. But his exact words were, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Alright? Good job, Joe. Maybe you probably should not have been squeaking that wheel too much. But I respect him for that. But at the same time, that shit was kind of racist. Alright? So in case you guys thought that I wasn't going to bring that up, I respect him for that. But that shit was kind of racist. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Here's the deal. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Now that's one thing compared to how Trump treated the Chinese reporter, then turned around and treated the white reporter the worst way for letting her Chinese colleague try to speak up about why did you say that to me? Because you need to go ask China. But y'all don't remember that. Y'all don't want to remember that. Y'all don't want to count that. That shit didn't happen. If we pretended it goes away, somewhere between Fox, CNN, and NBC, and ABC, we're going to erase that shit from our memories. But not to the people who are getting whooped, or burnt, or jumped because of the one thing that they can't change, their ethnicity, their race. Asians picked up a whole lot of guns this year. Well, last year. Whole lot. The sales of Asians buying guns went through the motherfucking roof. And y'all wonder why I have a problem with Trump. Then let's get on to the fact of him calling Mexicans murderers, rapists, and drug dealers. Like there's never been a black murderer, rapist, or drug dealer. Or a white murderer, rapist, or drug dealer. Here in Charlottesville, we've had two. We've had a serial rapist and a serial murderer. And sadly, they were both black. Just 2 weeks ago, before New Year's or during New Year's, a young white woman or Asian woman, I don't know what color the victim was raped by a black man. So don't tell me that rapists are only Mexicans and drug dealers and things like that, because that's being racist. And I'm part black. So I ought to know that if you're being racist, you're being racist. And as I say in many of my videos when it comes to the topic of race, I am Cherokee, I am black, and I am white. I don't have the right to be a racist because I am all three of the primary races of this country. Everyone else is immigrants. My body, my soul, born and bred here. A couple of generations as Native Americans, they were here first. Some of my white family members were from wherever European country they came from, because white people didn't live in America. Black people were slaves. My ancestors were slaves. They came here by boat and chains. They didn't live here in America. Native Americans had this place. So I'm all three of them. I don't have the right to be a racist. But I have the right to call racism out when it happens. And no one can call out racism better than a person who's been a victim of racism all of his life. That would be me. You have no idea how many times I've been a half-breed. You have no idea how many times white kids didn't want to play with me because I was half-black. You have no idea how many times black kids didn't want to play with me because I was half-white. And then when we hit the 5th grade, and God rest Miss Conrad's soul, when we found out that I was part Native American, oh, the shit hit the fan. Because by the time I was 16, I had to deal with racism for 3 days on a job every week for 3 years. When a man wouldn't stop calling me chief. So when Mr. President was calling Miss Warren Pocahontas, that hurt me here because I had to deal with that same BS from some dude who knew my name, because I told him every day when I would say, please stop calling me chief. My name is James. It's not chief. I don't go how. I don't go woo. I don't do any of that shit. I just live. What did he do? Alright, Chief. Next Friday. Alright, Chief. Saturday. Alright, Chief. Sunday. Hey, Chief. You might not think it's a racist because you're not part Native American. If you're a Native American and you're not the chief, you might feel that it's racist the same way I feel that it's racist. And if I was a female and he called me squaw, or princess, or Pocahontas, or Sacagawea, and those were not my name, and I'm not of royal tribal blood, I'd be a little bit upset. But I guess I wouldn't have the right to do that, because you would probably call me a savage. But since I'm part Native American, part black, and part white, I am beyond a savage. I am a complete and total hybrid. You don't have to accept me, and that's cool. But it is what it is, and I can't change that. There's been a lot of talk on all the news channels about how Democrats need to get behind their ass and change the vote and all kinds of stuff. I gotta answer this. Anyway, when my side lost to Donald Trump against Hillary, we didn't riot in the streets. We didn't burn shit down. We didn't cuss out white people or Asian people or anybody else. We took our ball and went the fuck home. We conformed. Trump ran the world. Only nothing we could do. We complied. But when Trump lost, all of you supporters of his, not all of you literally, but you know who you were, stormed the castle. Didn't give a shit. A woman died. A police officer died. 3 other people died. And for what? Now they're impeaching this guy. We are in trouble. I want to end that video with that. We, America, we are in trouble. Simple as that. Until we all grow up and decide that we're supposed to be Americans for America, about America, by America, and yeah, we will butt heads, and yeah, we will disagree. But we don't have to be racist, and we don't have to hurt each other, and we don't have to kill each other. There's enough people in the world who want us dead anyway. Why are we going to kill ourselves by being stupid? Let me break it down for you real quickly. Because see, here's the thing. When I voted for Obama, it was because Hillary lost. When I voted for Obama, it was because Hillary lost. What did I say? Why did I say it twice? Because see, when I was first voting for Obama, somebody told me that I couldn't vote in the primary and I could only vote in the main election. So I voted for Hillary, and she lost. So when the primary came back around, or the main election, whichever one that they told me I couldn't vote twice in, I found out that I could vote. But by the time that came back around, Obama was the only one I could vote for. See how that worked? So when he came back to vote again, I voted for him a second time. Granted, I lost my job when he first got in there. I can't blame him. I didn't take a lot of shit on my job. I brown nose, but I won't gonna let nobody walk all over top of me and talk to me like I was a piece of fucking shit. 36-year-old man. Not gonna talk to me like I'm not a human being. When Hillary decided to run again against Donald Trump, I voted for Hillary. There was no one else I wanted in there. And it was my chance to redeem myself and vote for Hillary again. So I did. I lost. When I was going to sleep, Hillary was ahead. When I woke up, Donald Trump was the president. I cried for about 10 minutes, I accepted it, and I moved the fuck on through life. For 4 years. Didn't really complain about it, didn't care. Until he started doing these things about calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. Until he started doing things like, I don't care about Standing Rock. It kind of brought all the other shit from 1993 and the Central Park 5. It brought all that shit back. And then I remembered, Google is a powerful tool. So I went and Googled the 1993 incident about the casinos. And he was mad at Native Americans because they had casinos and they were making money so that people in the tribe could have some money to live off of and to eat. But he wasn't making money because he was losing money to them. So hell yeah, I don't like this motherfucker. I don't not like his supporters. His supporters, they support him. At the end of the day, he doesn't give a fuck what his supporters do when they go home. He doesn't give a fuck if you're supporting him and you're living out of a fucking trash bag. Because he's not at that trash bag with you, is he? He's not there feeding you, is he? Well, whoop-de-fucking-do, because Obama won't feed my ass either. And neither was Hillary. So fucking what? Biden's not going to feed me either. And I'm a fucking vet. And I can't afford health insurance. And it doesn't matter who gets in that office. No one does what they're going to say. Because everybody can't get along. And it doesn't push everybody's agenda. Everybody wants to do something for the people that's running the show. But they're not giving a damn about the people who voted their asses in. So support who you want. I don't give a fuck. But also remember, you can't get mad when shit like this happens. You can't go looting shit. And before I go also, one more thing. I watched a video today, in a comparison video about how the BMM, the BLM, Black Lives Matter movement, and other Life Matter movements are always being bogarted by armed officers. Where when I watched the Wednesdays thing, they just opened up the gates. So I ended on this. We, America, we're in deep shit. Not trouble. Deep shit. We're up to our noses in shit. In fact, it's over our noses. And I'm short. So it's over my head. But if we don't get our shit together, we're going to implode. There won't be an America. There will be death, murder, and a lot of fucking genocide over nothing. The rich people have all the money and they have all the control, and y'all want to fight when you're not even halfway near their level in your wallets? I want to think that shit through. No. I want to think it through. Rich people run the world. We're just living in it. We make the world work for the rich people, and they sit back, kick up their feet, and watch us. Let me quote Rorschach before I go. Best line ever from the Watchmen movie. All the politicians and the whores will look up and scream, "Save us." And I will look down and whisper, "No." Think about that shit. Think about it really, really good while you sleep tonight. We are in deep shit. Enough said.